If you find yourself feeling really disoriented with all the follow-up tasks that have to happen in sales and with your current clients, and also not to mention running a business, there can be so many different tasks and it can be very overwhelming. And when there is the one thing that you need to do to grow your business is make sales, that oftentimes is the lowest priority on people's task list. So make sure you stick around for this video because I am going to share with you 5 simple follow-up hacks using practical tools to help you reclaim your time, cut operations in half, and feel super accomplished doing everything that you're doing, not defeated by not accomplishing everything on your task list. Here's a shocking stat for you. 84% of sales opportunities are ghosted, meaning they don't respond to you after the initial sales call. And that isn't because your prospects aren't interested necessarily, it's because of one crucial step that most businesses skip, and that's the follow-up. Follow-up after the sale and following up on leads to become appointments is one of the biggest failures so many businesses suffer from. And it is one of the most crucial steps in making more sales. Imagine 84% are ghosted. That means that you're only selling 16% of what you could be selling if you were following up effectively with all of the sales opportunities that you have. That is a ton of money on the table, especially if you're selling a 2,000 or greater program. Hey, if we haven't met yet, my name is Tom Jackobs, your sales coach with a big heart. So let's cut to the chase. Your follow-up game is probably the biggest missed opportunity in your sales strategy. And trust me, it's costing you more than you think, and enough to really kind of create some tears in your eyes as well. But that's about to change. So stick with me today. I'm going to be showing you how a game-changing, heart-centered follow-up strategy can turn your sales on fire, fill up your calendar with appointments, and make you feel accomplished with doing all the tasks that you have laid out for yourself. So let's get real. Keeping track of all the emails that you have, the meetings, the project updates, the client calls, can all feel like you're juggling flaming swords. And if you miss just one of them, you're gonna get burned. You've lost a deal, you've disappointed a client, or you've derailed a project. Sound familiar? Well, because most of us don't have a reliable system. We're relying on our memory, and shocker, our memory is not always that reliable. Or maybe you keep track of things by a pile of chaotic sticky notes all over your monitor, all over your desk, not knowing exactly where things are. The result? Missed opportunities, missed sales, awkward conversations, upsell clients, tons of downsides, but it doesn't have to be that way. What if I told you that creating a follow-up strategy and system could be the secret weapon? And not just another to-do list. There's tons of productivity software and things out there. But what the problem is, people do not follow the system. They don't follow a process, or maybe it's not easy enough. So I'm going to make sure that you have an easy process to follow so that you actually do it. So the first thing, turn it into a game. I mean, who doesn't love winning at life, right? So when you gamify your follow-ups, maybe you're earning points every completed task, and then reward yourself with something awesome at the end of the week. My personal favorite is getting a massage or having a really nice meal. And trust me, the competition with yourself gets real. Step number 2, make sure you have some smart tools in place. There's tons coming out with AI-powered organization tools and things like that make it very easy for you to stay organized. But you want to level up and use things like Google Calendar for your simple scheduling. I'm sure you do that. But what about project management software or sales pipeline management software? And I've got a great one for you. It's down there in the comments called Lead Maximizer Pro, so that you keep all of your client deals in one place, all the communication in one place, and make sure that you are staying organized with your follow-up, and oftentimes just automating it so that you don't even have to be involved in it. Step number 3, create some voice reminders as a quick and easy to-do for yourself. All you need to do is just create that voice memo on your phone and create some fun, quirky messages for yourself like, "Hey Tom, time to follow up with Bob before he forgets that you even exist." Or follow up with Bob to see and make sure that he wasn't abducted by aliens today. Things like that are going to make it a lot more fun and enjoyable for you to do, if you have a personality like mine, which if you're watching these videos, I'm guessing you do. Number 4, what about just going back to the basics? Pen and paper. Oftentimes, little sticky notes that are organized can make all the difference. Maybe you have a big sheet of paper and it has completed in process or something like that, and you're just moving the sticky notes from one column to the next so that you have a visual representation of where you stand on the different follow-ups that you have. You can even create a nice little poster or on a whiteboard, all the attempts that you have to make for certain people, put their name and phone number on a sticky note, and then just move them along the way. And that way you stay organized, and it's super visual and it's super simple, especially if you're technology challenged. And tip number 5, but make sure you stay around because I got some more tips for you as well that are just kind of bonus here. But you want to block out time, especially for follow-ups. I call this power hour. Set up 5 power hours, one each day for an hour. Get that coffee, get revved up, get ready, and start dialing for dollars and doing your follow-up. And when you set that time, block it out, it becomes sacred and something that you should not move at any cost. The goal here of these 5 tips is to make that follow-up smooth and engaging and fun so that you actually do it and it becomes the highlight of your work week. So take these tips, implement it, and see how it can work for you. And so here's a step-by-step approach to making sure that you actually do this and implement these tips. Step 1, you want to brainstorm your follow-up universe. Get messy, dump everything out of your head onto a sheet of paper, and then make sure that you are putting it together into different categories. Step number 2 is you want to categorize all these different tasks into groupings or into chunks. Is it urgent? Put a red tag by it. Is it long-term? Maybe it's a blue tag, or maybe it's just a regular check-in and you put a green tag on it. And this visual representation of the urgency of the task will help you identify what you need to be working on next so that it doesn't get overwhelming and you do what's important first. Step number 3, you want to schedule it. Put it on your calendar. I know that if my calendar is open and blank, I fill it up with stuff that I don't need to do. But when I have blocked times on specific activities that I should be working on, it makes it a lot more manageable and easy to actually implement and do. Step number 4, add some personality to it. Have fun, add a little flair. Don't keep just the boring things. That's boring. Have fun with it and make it a game. And step number 5, very important, to review what you've done, revise what needs to be revised, and then repeat it each and every week so that you get better and better and better as you go. So there you have, customized approach to making sure that you are doing your follow-up when it needs to happen, and you're organizing all the other tasks to make sure that you have time to do the follow-up, because truly the fortune is in the follow-up. Don't leave that 84% of the people just standing there and ghosting you. Go and get them into your program, help them solve the problem that they're coming to you for in the first place. That is your job. So now it's your turn. Drop some comments down below. Let me know what your follow-up looks like if you've implemented any of these tips and how it's working for you. I always love to read those comments, and I do respond to every single one of them.